Why do 98% of the coaches and entrepreneurs get stuck below 20K per month? I mean, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, yet some entrepreneurs are so much more successful in a much shorter amount of time than the other entrepreneurs. It simply comes down to one single thing, and this is how you allocate your time as an entrepreneur. The choices that you make every single day again when you get out of bed and what to focus on. And if you're like me in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, you might feel overwhelmed about all the options that you can do. You're listening to different gurus on the internet who tell you to do a funnel or branding or advertising. You can work on a gazillion things, which is much different than working on the payroll, because now you're actually responsible of making those choices. So by the end of this video, I want you to walk away with having insights in the activities that actually really move the needle. Like no bullshit, buy my course stuff. No guys, the actual things that move the needle for your business so you can grow and scale your business and make a bigger impact. So before I dive into what not to do and what actually to focus on, let's bring it down to two very basically simple principles of building your business, right? You became an entrepreneur most likely to create more freedom and more wealth in your life. So the first thing you want to focus on is generating as much revenue as you physically can. Why? Because this is something you can reinvest again in your business, so you can get more ads, reach more people, hire team members, and basically live a more lifestyle of more freedom, give it to your family, whatever is important to you. So revenue is the first thing to focus on. It makes a lot of sense, right? And if you're a heart-driven, heart-centered entrepreneur, then your focus should also be of impacting the lives of your clients to make that transformation, to help them go from the pain where they're currently at to actually bringing them to the desired state that you can help them with your transformation, with your knowledge, with your program. Because this is why you started your business, right? To make an impact. I mean, if you're here to scam people out of their money, then fuck off, this video is not for you. But if you're actually serious about making an impact in the lives of your clients, then that should be the other focus. Why? Because this would also bring back again your social proof, which you can put back in your marketing, which will make you more money. So it's an ongoing thing. And the companies, the coaches that are just there for the money grabbing don't last long because they're not building a strong foundation of client results. So those are the two things to keep in mind, your client results and the money you should be making. Cool. Having that in mind, what are the things you should absolutely not be doing if you want to make a lot of money quickly and if you really want to make an impact? So the first thing you don't want to be doing is selling anything low ticket. Low ticket. So in my dictionary, this is anywhere below 2,500 euros. Why is this? I mean, if you're selling an ebook or a template for 50 bucks, 100 bucks, you're not making an impact in the lives of your clients, right? So you're not really transforming their lives, you're not really making that impact. And honestly, and of course, like if you're selling something, let's say for 100 bucks, and you want to make 10K a month, you need to sell that product, that service, at least 100 times every month. So think about the amount of people you need to reach, the amount of people you need to convince about this product. Well, if you were to sell a high ticket program, 2,500, you'd only need to sell that to 4 people, right? So which one is more likely, to sell to 100 people every single month again, or to just sell to 4 people, where you actually give all of your time, your attention, your love, so you can really impact their lives and get better testimonials. So low ticket, first one, guys, to stay away from. It all sounds amazing. I fell for it myself in the beginning when I just started off as an entrepreneur some years ago. I thought I'd create a low ticket course, sell it forever, retire on Bali. Biggest mistake of my life. So low ticket, something you shouldn't be doing because it doesn't contribute to the goals, right? The one that fits nicely with that, courses. Again, something I fell for. So guys, I speak from experience here. I spent 7 months my time creating a course when I just started off as an entrepreneur. Rented like a cool villa, the recording equipment, created a course, spent 7 months studying it. And then I was realizing like I didn't have an audience to sell to. Courses, they take your time, and a lot of people, it's the brain, it's often the brain that wants to get quick wins, right? Quick money with low effort, you record it once, sell it forever, sounds like a dream. The downside is it takes a lot of your time to record the course, and if you're somewhere below 20K per month, like you still need feedback from your clients, what they actually need. And you most likely are time rich and money poor, means you have time. So give that time, instead of putting it in a course, give it to your clients. Hop on a call, hop on 2 calls, hop on 3 calls a week to listen to your clients, give them feedback, give them accountability, make sure that they grow as quickly as they can to get the results. Because again, this helps you to create the social proof, increase your prices. Courses, I'll touch that later at the end of the video, like when to do what. But if you're below 20K per month, stay away from courses, guys, because this is just gonna drain your time, energy, and you're missing out on a lot of revenue here. Another beautiful one. I cannot go live because I need to get my website in place. I cannot talk to prospects because I need to get my website live. I need to revamp, I need to redo my logo, my branding. Guys, also from experience, I created the most amazing landing page you've ever seen, only to realize after that there was no traffic at that time, right? If you can have all of these assets, but if there's no traffic in place, if you haven't figured out a consistent way to draw in qualified leads, your website doesn't mean shit. And even if you have a website, like what would you feel would convert higher? A website or talking to someone? Like the example I always use for my clients, like let's imagine, right? Like play with me here. Let's imagine you're walking into a room. You're walking into a room filled with ideal clients, right? Everyone there, hundreds of people. You can all help them. They're all perfect fit. You come in and you don't make eye contact. You hand them a flyer with some information about what it is you do. You hand them a flyer and you walk off, right? Without saying a word. That's your website. Will you get leads? Probably, yeah. Probably, you'll get some. Or with every person in the room, you start a conversation. You make eye contact, you shake hands. You're like, hey, John, cool. Well, like, what do you do? What is it that you're struggling with? John, what motivates you? What gets you up every morning? Like, why is it that you want to achieve ABC? Or, hey man, like, tell me more. Why are you struggling? What would you feel gets higher conversion, more clients, right? So putting in the effort, this is what we'll come to like with the do's, putting in the effort of actually speaking to people instead of building a website. It's the brain wanting to be comfortable. Put out my website, I sit and wait for clients to come to me. Low ticket, courses, websites, these are the things to stay away from. Funnels, another beautiful one. Funnels or email, right? Same thing as a website. Like if you don't have traffic, if you're not spending a fuck ton of money on ads to getting consistent traffic into your funnel, because every step in your funnel, right, let's say you spend money on ads, people come, they download your lead magnet, then they enter like an email flow. Again, it's all not personalized. Sure, you'll get some conversion, but you're all hiding behind something without really understanding what it is that they're dealing with. Sure, you can have good copy, good visuals, but this is all not relevant if you're not here, because there's other activities you can do to make a lot more money by nurturing your prospects in a much more personalized way. Funnels, emails, again, it's all just creating something that you hope will work for you without actually putting in the effort that's needed to build your business, to make a higher impact. And I'm not here to sugarcoat things like, oh, you know, entrepreneurship, it's all fun and games. No, it's actually about doing the work that's required. Doing the work that's required to get the 1% that 99% of the people want, right? You need to do the 99% of what people don't want to do to get the 1% that they want to get. So these are the things not to focus on. Low ticket courses, websites, funnels. I mean, I can go on with like your logo, your branding, all of those things, optimizing your page. Obviously, like some things can be in place, but it's not needed. You can scale easily to 20K per month and far beyond without any of this, without a website, without email flow, without funnels. And this seems so unclear to many, but okay, I hope you're still with me on this one. So let's focus on the activities that do drive your revenue and your business. And God, I wish I had someone explaining this to me a couple of years ago while wasting all of my time, energy, frustration, and putting it into this because I believe the bullshit marketing that's all out there. What do you focus on, guys? So what's the highest leverage activity? Again, you want to make money and get satisfied clients. So first off, high ticket. Selling a program, a transformation, often anywhere be like, say 3K to up to like, whatever you want, 20K, right? High ticket. This is normally a program of like 4 to 12 months. So how much difference could you make in the life of your clients if you supported them for 4 to 12 months instead of selling them a course or a single couple of sessions? Like, how much more impact would you make? And obviously, how much more money would you make? How bigger would the transformation be? What would the testimonials look like of your clients who you supported with all your knowledge, all your attention, all your accountability for that period of time? How much more happy would they be? How much more of their friends would they tell you about your services? See how that changes everything from going to high ticket, where you really, really impact the lives of your clients instead of like hiding away behind a PDF or a brochure. The DMs. Again, you're walking into a room. What's the quickest way to connect with someone? Specifically now in an age where everything is AI and personal connection does not exist almost anymore. DMs. Having someone, like how much value could you give to everyone who's in pain, who needs your service, to actually listen to them, to understand where they're at, to guide them through the process. Most likely a process you've been in yourself, right? Because a lot of us entrepreneurs, we start our journey because we went through a transformation. We're fighting and searching and putting in effort to get the answers. And now that you have them, a lot of other people are still stuck, right? So how much value could you give to a person just by listening to them, understanding them, having conversations, guiding them through the process to make the right decision? This is a two-way conversation. Your emails, your funnels, your sales pages, your webinars, your content, it's all a one-way conversation, right? And this is the only platform where you have a two-way conversation. DMs, high ticket, your ads. Fuck the organic grind. I've been stuck in that. Posting every single day, hoping to go viral, the algorithm going up and down, praying to the algorithm gods. Plug in some simple ads to get consistent traffic and have a good flow where this is in the back end, right? Where you have your DMs, where you have high ticket sales. Run your ads so you solve your traffic problem. This is the single most important problem that most of you struggle with. You don't have traffic. You don't have consistent eyeballs on your content, on what it is that you offer. So plugging in some ads is the quickest way to get traffic. If you solve that, like if you would have 100 people to speak to every single day, like how much better would your life be? How much better would your business be? Content, long form plus short form. You want to be building a fundamentally strong foundation of content, long form and short form, so that once you drive your traffic, once you get the eyeballs, once you get the prospects that you can help, they can actually see that you know what you're talking about, right? You're just not some other faceless AI content creator. No, you actually know what you're doing. You're separating yourself by showing your personality, by showing your knowledge, by giving them insights, by eliminating the bullshit objections that they're telling themselves why this is now not the right time. Strong long form, short form content. Short form, Instagram, LinkedIn. Long form, YouTube, VSL. Create a strong VSL, video sales letter. Absolute game changer. See this for myself, for all of my clients. Strong VSL to nurture your prospects and show them what your methodology is about. Last, high ticket, DMs, ads, content. The last one, of course, sales calls. Sales calls, your highest ROI activity. You want to hop on as many, I repeat, as many sales calls as humanly possible. This is your number one focus as an entrepreneur if you're below 20K, right? You want to speak to as many prospects as you can to listen to your objections, to fine-tune your sales skills, to pitch better, to sell your offer in a better way, to take those objections that you hear in the sales call, create content around that so your funnel gets stronger, to listen to what they're struggling with so you can refine your offer. This is the most important thing, guys. And a lot of you shy away from sales calls. Like, oh, I don't want to hop on a sales call, because you all had bad experiences, right? You had people which were not qualified, time wasters, brokies, tire kickers. But if you imagine like you had a 5K product and your closing rate would be 60%, and you're hopping on sales calls with people who actually love what you do, they're already enthusiastic because you build your funnel in such a strong way, like how much more enjoyable would those sales calls be? High ticket sales, DMs, ads, content, sales calls. But Yuri, should I never do these activities? I've seen so many people actually crushing it on social media, right? That's what they say. Sure, guys, if you're anywhere below 20K per month, right, do these activities. Should you always be hopping on your sales calls? Let me get a different marker. Nah, if you're like anywhere, I would say like above 50K per month, outsource. Get a closer who's better at closing the deals than you. Ads, get a setter, right? If you're anywhere above 10K per month, you have a consistent flow coming in of people, get a setter who can do the DMing for you. Oh, sorry, that actually goes here. Setter. Content, yes, keep creating your content. Maybe for like LinkedIn, you can get a copywriter for your visual content, video content, keep creating the content. Low ticket courses, website, funnels. Courses, at one point, like you're gonna get an inflow of a lot of clients. Let's say you do 5K for your program, you sell it 6 times, you do 30K per month. You wanna maybe like create a back end of a course, right? So 30K per month, you might want to be thinking about creating some modules like the most fundamental videos, the most fundamental information about your program. Create a couple of modules around that, create a backend, a community. This gives you back your time that you don't need to spend every time explaining the same thing. By now you know what your clients need and what their pain points are, how they go through the program, how to give them the best client success. So then you can start to think about creating a course. So your revenue will most likely go like this. You spend a little bit of time creating a course, goes down a little bit, maybe plateau, and from there you can pump up the ads, onboard more clients, till it goes like this. You want to create more of the course, right? And this is kind of like the way you set up your back end, and then you improve or you increase the front end, increase your ads, so you can keep getting the client success while actually still making money and don't compensate on either of the two most fundamental parts, as I mentioned in the beginning. Email, website, low ticket. You can experiment with this. There's no real ballpark revenue figure. If you're doing it consistently, if you want to play around with low ticket, you can, but make sure you nail this source first of doing your ads, your setting, your high ticket, your sales. Don't compensate on this, right? Your website, obviously, if you have some time, have it built, collect some money, outsource it to a good website builder, but don't make this something that you rely on to get your leads in place. Emails, funnels, again, depends on your business model. You want to get this in place first. Eventually you can, the more channels, the better. Create as much content as you can, so if at one point you start to collect email addresses, you can do a launch there or update them regularly. Get a copywriter. Again, first get money, then start to outsource things towards your team. You can play around with these things. But first, guys, get this in place. High ticket DMs, ads, content, most important, sales calls. So as I mentioned in the beginning, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Some people, most people get stuck here. The people who actually crush it, they do this consistently. They don't work from a to-do list, they work from a success list, which is built around these activities. These activities which have the highest leverage, the highest ROI. And the biggest mistake people make is to prioritize every single thing on their to-do list equally, while only 20% of the things that are on your to-do list bring the biggest leverage, bring the 80%. And that's this, guys, that's this part, and this part you can stop focusing on. Do this consistently, and I swear to God, I promise you, results will show. Good, guys, I hope this was valuable to you. If you still stuck around with this video at the end, make sure to subscribe, because I'm gonna drop a lot more of this value. And if you wanna get in touch, jump over to my Instagram, link handle should be down below, drop me a DM and we can have a chat. Peace.